Hello guys. You are on the channel Alice Reddit Stories. Enjoy watching. I, 18M, met my girlfriend, 18F, while she was visiting Chicago for a day or two. She lives in Colorado and just came to Chicago for vacation, which is where I live. We managed to run into each other and start chatting. We exchanged numbers and were initially just friends. Had just gotten out of a relationship at this point with someone who I didn't have much of a connection with, so I was a bit bummed out and didn't anticipate ending up in a relationship with this person. Eventually, we began talking and chatting every day, learning more about each other and finding out how similar our senses of humor are, and how much we enjoyed each other's company. Eventually, I found out she was flirting with me, and we decided to turn our friendship into a long-distance relationship. Things started off smoothly for the first week until I realized how bad her mental health issues were. Just to elaborate, I am not one to break up or lose interest in someone for their poor mental health at all. One day I noticed she was more quiet than usual. She wasn't responding to my texts at the same pace she usually did. It wasn't until 11 p.m. that night that she texted me saying she was cutting herself. I went into a panic attack and tried texting and calling her, but I didn't hear from her for another 30 minutes. I won't go into detail on why she did what she did, but it involves the death of someone very close to her and her feeling of guilt, as well as being molested while she was in a mental hospital. I talked to her until she fell asleep, but I asked her to promise me if she ever felt a wave of depression come over her so I could try my best to talk to her and get her mind off of it. Things returned to normal for a little bit after that. I noticed she started becoming more tired, and her activity decreased. She told me it was because she was getting burned out. She wasn't eating a lot, not an ED as far as I know, she was working a lot, and she's in college. I let her get her rest and reassured her how much I loved her every morning, evening, and night. I thought things were getting better, but they didn't. One night, her roommate texted me on Instagram. I had asked my girlfriend for her contact information in case of an emergency if I felt something was wrong, but I never got it, saying she attempted suicide and was at a Jefferson Center for the night. I spent the whole night in shock and waiting for her to text back, getting no sleep. The next morning, she apologized a lot and said I was what kept her going. I asked for more information about why she did it, but she didn't want to talk about it. Things at this point have been gradually slowing down. I started receiving fewer and fewer text messages each day, and the days we would hang out it would be cut short by some connection issue, her saying she was tired, or a random wave of depression hitting her. I would try and talk about her mental health issues, but she would be vague and fall asleep, apologizing to me in the morning for making me worry. One day, we decide to hop on a call. She shares her phone screen, and about 20 minutes into reading, she gets a call from someone named Robert. She groans and says it's her cousin, then accidentally swipes to their message logs, where I catch a glimpse of him calling her babe. Seeing that, and thinking about all of the times she went quiet, all of the new distance, I immediately assumed the worst and became numb. I went silent for 30 seconds and asked her about it, and she then went silent and hung up the phone. She explained to me that Robert was a friend who gradually became more flirty with her, and started calling her things like sexy, babe, and gorgeous. She said she was scared of her friends turning on her, so she put up with it and was scared to tell me and hung up on me out of panic. I was so focused on making sure she was okay, I didn't think about what she said and went into full reassurance mode, saying it was not her fault for being harassed, and that she was not alone in her experiences. I am 30, broke up with my GF/F30 after 8 months because I feel like she's manipulating my feelings and guilt trips me over my career choices and social behaviors. I don't even know where to start. I'm a little lost in my feelings right now, so I'll try to be as non-biased as possible. Start with last night's argument and what led to the breakup. For context, I've been dating my GF for 7 months. I also work in reality TV, so after we finished filming this week, production gave us a budget for a wrap party for Friday night at a local restaurant. Nothing big, but a +1 was strictly prohibited as it wasn't in the budget. This was the information given to me that I presented my GF. I let her know early in the week that I was going to be busy Friday night and to not wait for me as I would be in this wrap party until late. The week got a little hectic, so I forgot to update her on the restaurant that we were going to be at. Updating her on my whereabouts has been a topic of previous arguments. She was upset obviously as a +1 was frowned upon, but I figured it's just dinner NBD. The restaurant was never picked out until the night before, and since I had a busy week I didn't get a chance to tell her when I found out. However, I did let her know at lunchtime Friday afternoon about what had been scheduled for the wrap party. Still no +1 had been given, and to be honest at this point I didn't really think much of it. It's just dinner with the work family. She has met everyone and has been to a few work dinners prior to tonight. I wanted to make sure she wasn't left in the dark about things. This has also been an argument point as her friends don't really get together, so she heavily relays on me to do things. So after work I went home to get ready. I gave her some time, as I figured I was going to be distracted with the celebrations for that evening. We talked about what her plans were. She had just ordered takeout and had settled in to play some vid games for the night. I reiterated that if I got out early we could still hang if she wanted to, but decided to play it by ear and not make any plans as it gave her anxiety not knowing what her night would be like. Up until this point I thought she was handling the situation pretty well. I communicated where I was going. I asked her about her day and gave her the opportunity to vent about her day over the phone and told her I would keep her in the loop if anything changes. FWD to the evening events. Everything is going well. I shot her a TXT and asked her about how her night was going and what she was up to. She was mellow and said she was just hanging out, nothing too long. At the wrap, however, a few individuals, the stars of the show and the producers, brought their +1s to the party. Because of the previous discussion I had with my GF, I didn't really want to bother her with her night and no plans for after-dinner drinks. People had started to trickle out anyways, so the night was going to be over soon. My friend that she is also friends with on social posted a video with everyone enjoying their dinner. She shoots me a message and is clearly mad that I didn't invite her because at this point she has seen my friend's story and knows that there's obviously more than just cast and crew at the event. Ignored the TXT because I was saying my goodbyes and I figured I'll call her as soon as I get back to my car to maybe explain to her the situation. Edit. When her friends get together I don't bother her one bit. I don't ask for updates, I don't expect a call afterwards, I let her enjoy herself to the fullest. If she wants to talk about it after, I'm all ears, but I'm not demanding whereabouts unless I need to be her DD for the evening. Edit 2. To be fair, she has been emotionally abused by previous relationships, and she has told me how much of a breath of fresh air our relationship has been to her and how much she values our communication. I just can't help but believe that she's now reciprocating her trauma on me when I feel like I did nothing wrong to deserve this emotional roller coaster she puts me through. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. There are many interesting stories ahead of you.